I was told just to speak in the mic and I couldn't go wrong. So, congratulations to the newcomers, Brett, Fernando, Zach, and Sid. It's really great of you to be here. Welcome. And then 30 days we have Leonard, 60 days Greg, and for 9 months Jason, and for 3 years Jonathan.
Yep.
So what I have to offer is a 100-day lead. I've not had a lot of experience, but consider it a reminder of where you might have been at this point in your sobriety. Here's what I got. My share of experience, strength, and hope for recovery. I'm basically an introvert. I like to be invisible, operating below the radar. And if I went to a high school reunion, I doubt anyone would remember who I was. So I started drinking in high school. I worked at a supermarket, but I couldn't hang out with the cool kids unless I could drink a 6-pack and enjoy. So I started drinking and found it helped a lot. It was a great drug, and I loved it. So I continued drinking all through school. I was a disastrous student. I was going to be expelled. So I added black beauties to the mix. So after a mayonnaise industrial-sized jar of black beauties, I got myself on the dean's list. Blacked out a few times, but I got there. So after college, I was determined to get my dream job. So I did. It took me a while, but I finally did, and it was grueling. And I realized that I had to give up drinking and drugs so I could function in the job and get by. And I did. So I gave up my personal life in order to also cope with the work stress. Work was perfect, socially acceptable addiction. And it took the place of my drinking and drugs until I had to retire, which was a few years ago. And then it was taken away from me. My coping mechanism was gone. And it was hard to deal with. And then right after that, COVID came, so I was kind of like forced isolation. So I started drinking to the point where I was blacking out each night and trying to recover each day so I could drink again that night. So I drank beyond the power of my choice. The question was not if I would drink, it was how much I was going to drink and what time I'd start. So I lost the power to choose, and I knew I was addicted. So I knew I was just going to crash and burn, and I couldn't get myself out of that. I just knew it was inevitable. But one day I tried going to AA meetings. It was after COVID, and the meetings I went to were pretty bad, kind of nobody wanted to be there, pretty hostile environment, and I thought that's just the way AA was. So I went back and continued drinking for about a year or so, getting worse and worse every night, week. So I decided I had to go back again, try again. So I went to a different meeting, and I met Louis. And he was friendly, came up to me, shook my hand, and expressed concern, and he was genuine and said, "Do you have a big book?" He said, "No." He said, "You're taking this one." So he gave me a big book, and he gave me a list of meetings to go to. He said, these are the good meetings to go to. And so I started to go, and I felt, if I could just be invisible and sit in this meeting and not share, I think I'd be okay. It took me a couple of weeks to commit to a sponsor, which I finally did, and I found that reading the book with someone else and talking about it, each paragraph or line by line, really helped. It was a different experience. So where am I now? I remember thinking one day that the key to my understanding came to me, and that was the word "we." So I realized my addition to that was larger than just me to the group. I realized that I owed my sobriety to the group in order to contribute to get that back. Then I understood that we're each other's medicine. And I jumped the train on the speech here, so we're each other's medicine. I don't know where I'm headed now. I don't have a good plan for my recovery. I don't know what my new life looks like, but I know I'm sober and I'm on my feet. And my hope is to stay sober and have the privilege to be a part of somebody else's recovery. And I guess my next portion is being of service, and my hope is that I can go out, take it outside this meeting in the church, what is those cellars, and go to places where people could maybe hear recovery for the first time, and that might be a hospital, it might be someone who's sick, but that's my next step for recovery. So I thank you all for being a part of my recovery. Appreciate it.
Hold on now.